everybody, and welcome to another edition of the greatest talk show in the world. Yes, it's the one and only Big Time Talk Show. And I'm your host, the one and only man, like bologna and ham, the original trash talker, like a colonial cash cropper, the man without the beard growing in back, that still brings that big time fear, yet the man without the stash, that talks that big time trash, the original trash talker, like a colonial cash cropper, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena, the trash talking ankle breaking leader of hashtag Team Big Time. Wait for it. Big Time Mike, and good God Almighty, today is a great day here at the Big Time Talk Show. We are live right here from Mobile, Alabama. It's 12:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Central Daylight Time. Not Eastern, not Pacific, not even Atlantic. It's friggin' Central, people. That's the only way we roll right here in the 251. And I am here at the Big Time Toyota. You know, I ain't got much to go on. I'm sitting here at the college town right here at Spring Hill College waiting to go to class. So I thought I would give you a great talk show, considering that Monday's talk show was a little bit rushed, a little pushed. Kind of reminded me of, I don't know, maybe Seth Maverick podcast? I don't know. Stuff like that. But today's podcast, today's talk show will be, once again, the greatest talk show in the world today. The only talk show you will find that will continuously gives you entertainment like none other. It flows through every valley, over the river, and through the woods to Big Time's house we go. Yes, people, it is the proverbial fountain of entertainment youth, and I am so excited you guys have joined me today. And if you hadn't heard my new theme song that I've been playing on each and every podcast since Monday, it's awesome. All rights go to Cameron Jackson, because he's the one who did this. He's the one who spent all the hours, you know, editing it and trying to make sure it was good, making sure it was big time, because I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough to do stuff like that. So Cameron Jackson deserves all the credit for that one, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, this week, coming back to you to a computer screen, an iPad, an iPhone, or even a smart TV if you got a lot of money, Killer Big Time Wrestling is returning. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you won't want to miss it. You'll see me, Big Time Mike, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. You will see me break ankles and talk trash while I do it. You'll see Paul Wall. You'll see Cage. You'll see AK-47, D-Man, Maxzilla, CJA, what's his, JCH, whatever his name is, Pac-Man. You'll see all of your favorites right there in Mobile, Alabama, the greatest backyard wrestling federation to ever grace God's green earth, the one and only KBW, Killer Big Time Wrestling. What questions are going to be answered? Will Big Time Mike finally claim his spot at the top of the mountain and become the Big Time World Champion? Will he finally break his ankle and talk trash while he does it? Will he finally get the respect he deserves? Will Pac-Man get revenge on AK-47 for almost ending his career? Will Paul Wall reach the top? Will Cage retain the title? Who's going to be the final KBW champion? I don't know. But I know one thing, you won't know unless you watch the friggin' episodes. So don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Wait for it. Like us on Facebook. And follow all the superstars on Twitter. So once you have that one, Mike the Dr. Goodman. God, Mike can do your job 2 times better than you can. So don't forget about KBW. Also, people, UWE HD should be returning to you soon. Don't forget about it. Make sure you subscribe to them on YouTube. You got to check them out. WKE, RRW, BEW, BW. All those guys, you got to check them out. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget that it doesn't matter what day it is, what time, and what's on the line. I always deliver, so you better check your watch, mark your calendar, and put your kids to sleep. Because it's always, wait for it. Wait for it. Big Time, baby! And as a matter of fact, the show starts, when is it, Gene? Starts right now. God almighty. I got like 45 more minutes, man. What am I going to do 45 more minutes? Hey, you know, I know I want to talk. No one want to call me on the phone and talk to me. I swear to God, I don't want to talk to me. The only time they want to talk to me is when I'm doing a talk show. Whatever, I guess I'll do the talk. I don't know, I'm not. Someone finally wants to talk to me. I see. Never seen this one before. Hello? Yeah. This is he. What do you mean? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know who. I think you have the wrong number. Sir, sir, hold on a minute. You're not going to sit here and cut me off. Do you know who I am? I am Big Time Mike, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. Who do you think you are, a bad read or something? No, I tell you what, son. You come down here to 316 Big Time Lane, you step in the ring with me, I promise you, I'll break your ankle and talk trash while I do it. What is your freaking name anyway? I don't even know who you are. You sound like you work at a freaking 7-Eleven or something. Oscar? Only Oscar I know is some little Australian kid named Oscar Owens. Piece of trash. Are you his daddy or something? What? What do you mean keep the money? I don't have any money. I don't want your money. I'm Big Time Mike. I don't need... No, don't sing me a song. I'm not keeping any money. You probably stole it, you piece of trash. Cameron. What? You are not Cameron Jackson's brother. No, you're not. Look here, son. I'm not an idiot. I'm Big Time Mike, the original trash talker, like a colonial cash cropper. Do you know what a colonial cash cropper is, son? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you stuck? You must be. No, I tell you what you can do with that money. You can keep the freaking money, and I'll break your ankle and talk trash while I do it. Don't. God almighty. Oh, sweet Jesus. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the greatest talk show in the world. It's the Big Time Talk Show. And I'm your host, like I said before, Big Time Mike. Sorry you had to hear that, people. I didn't know someone was going to call. Some dude named Oscar called me, okay? Dude sounds like he works at a 7-Eleven. Says he's Cameron Jackson's brother. I don't believe that. For one thing, the voices don't match up. If anything, Cameron Jackson would be Jamaican. This guy sounds like he works at 7-Eleven. Not stereotyping, just stating the truth. But anyway, he might earn him an award today. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great edition of the Big Time Talk Show. I'm your host, Big Time Mike, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. And this is a great edition of the Big Time Talk Show. This is live right here from the Big Time Toyota. You know, I'm sitting out here in front of Spring Hill College, waiting to get to class. You saw the intro. I hope you liked it. Another one of the great intros we're adding on. But we're going to jump right into the show because I got a lot of things we got to talk about. So many things that happened since Monday. I apologize for Monday's show, people. Look, I know it wasn't the best, but I was rushed. I was trying to get it in before Raw because I knew you dummies who like Raw, which is nothing wrong with liking Raw, but I knew if I put it on before Raw, you'd watch it. But I couldn't squeeze it in because I have a life too outside of here. So I was trying to squeeze it in along with my other little projects I had going on, and so just so happened I couldn't get it in. Then apparently I laid my phone down on the keyboard or something, and it put me on airplane mode. So then I had to get cut out the feed, and then I had to come back in. It wasn't good for anybody. So that was I kind of regressed that day, but that's okay because we always get better every day. Because I'm Big Time Mike, the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena, the trash talking, ankle breaking leader of hashtag Team Big Time, the man with the beard that brings that big time fear, the man with the stash that still once again talks that big time trash, the original trash talker like a colonial cash cropper, the original man like baloney and ham. People, I can go on for days. I got catchphrases like people got underwear, people, except mine aren't stained and they don't have holes in them. So anyway, moving on to the more like the meat of the show. We got some questions today from some very intelligent fans, some of my fellow BYWers. I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability, and we're going to have a great talk show. Does that sound good to you guys? Of course it does, because you're big timers and you all watch the Big Time Talk Show. So, the first question today, I got my Big Time folder, because I printed these off since everybody thinks that my emails are not, what's a good word I'm looking for? You can't follow up on them, but I promise you can, but I'm not stupid enough to give you guys my email stuff. The first question comes from Seth Maverick himself, the bowl cut mania himself. Bowl cut mania is running wild. And first off, Seth, don't try to add on to my catchphrase because you can't do it. No one else can do it. Seth says, big time. What did you think about the match between Blade and myself? That's all he says. Well, I said like I did on the Monday show. Thought it was a good match. Really did. I thought it was a pretty good match. You know, the outcome was different. Didn't see that coming. But it made sense. You know, you guys told a great story. I thought it was one of your better matches. I don't think Dropkick Mania ran wild because I watched it. I was half awake, but I could still, get the gist of what was going on there. So I'm gonna watch it again, make sure I didn't miss anything. But that was a great match, Seth. Shout out to Seth. Seth had a great match. Seth Maverick really stepped up. Seth's hardcore. Okay, hashtag Seth is hardcore. Just so Seth can get a little kick out of that. And on to about those these matches. Everybody's stepping up this year. I'm not gonna say I hadn't seen anyone not step up yet. Everybody stepped up their game, but there's a lot of people that still haven't wrestled. I haven't wrestled Cage and AK-47, all those guys. We haven't been on the screen yet. Hopefully sometime this week we'll get a KBW video uploaded so you guys can watch it, rate it, review it, subscribe to it, whatever you want to do. Like it, dislike it, comment, whatever in God's name you want to do with it. Masturbate to it. I don't know. Whatever you people do these days with it, you're going to watch it, you're going to enjoy it, you're going to be entertained, you're going to love it, you're going to want to say, it's big time, baby, but you can't, because if you say it's going to sound stupid. The only way you can say it is like this, it's big time, baby! That's the only way you can say it. So, hello, Mr. Carr, thanks for waving at me. Anyway, everybody's stepping up the game this year. I'm really, really, really impressed with everybody stepping up their game. I've thoroughly enjoyed, my short time here in BYW so far, the community. I won't be in here for forever like everybody else does, but I want to address something that's kind of been eating at me. Not really bugging me, but eating at me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that this whole BYW Legends deal. I don't get it. Because to me, a legend is a guy that's paid his dues. A legend is a guy that's paid his dues and has risen to the top the right way. Give an example. Drew Hood is a BYW legend in my mind. Jason Walker is a BYW legend in my mind. Corey Graves is a BYW legend in my mind. These are some of the guys that have really stuck it out. Especially, there's a lot more I just can't really name at this time, but there's a whole heck of a lot of guys that really, really, really do deserve to be called legends. And sometimes I'm called, well, good God Almighty, Mike, can you get a good camera angle? Good God Almighty. And sometimes I'm referred to as a BYW legend. I wouldn't call myself a BYW legend. I just know what I do well. And what I don't do well, I don't do at all. If I do it, I try and mask it the best I can. Yeah, I don't have a full arsenal of moves that extend to 20 plus different holds and everything in between, but what I can do, I do well. So, for those of you who are big time haters and don't like Big Time Mike, which is fine, you have the right to do that. But the fact of the matter is for people who hate on other people, where are you and where am I? Or people like Cameron Jackson. Where are you and where are we? We're up here. You're down here. You want to be, you think you're up here, but you're not. Because really what it boils down to is what the community thinks, what the fans think, your consumers. You're giving out a product to your consumers. They don't dig it. What are they going to do? Throw it away. They don't want to do it. They don't want to look at it. I'll give you a good example. McDonald's. Everybody loves McDonald's. Not good for you, but the food tastes so good enough good. And it's, for the most part, it's relatively cheap. If McDonald's went to straight healthy foods that weren't very good, that were very pricey, people wouldn't eat them. They'd go to wherever. Burger King. Burger King's got this whole thing with the chicken nuggets. Trying to sell, trying to get more food, trying to get more money. Because they had the chicken fry deal. Ran out of chicken fries, so they're just going to use the rest of the chicken to make, or rest of the thing to make up with the chicken nuggets. So, it's all about supply and demand, people. And about how your consumers take in your product. And it's important that we change over time. We don't stay the same. You always got to progress. You either progress or you regress. You don't ever stay the same. If you think you're staying the same, you're wrong. Now, there's certain things called changing too much in a short amount of time. There are certain guys in this community who are greatly skilled in the ring and out of the ring on the microphone and can do certain things well. But because of what they've listened to and what they've heard and what they've watched, they don't go with their gut instinct and they change too much. I'll give you a perfect example. No, actually, I'm not going to do that because that would be, I'm not going to do that to that guy because me and him got a little something, got a little heat going on. Not personally, but yeah, personally. Bastard tried to poison me with donuts. Not the point. But it's all about trying to find who you are as a performer, as an athlete, and as a person. Because if you don't like your gimmick, chances are the people who are watching aren't going to like your gimmick. And if you're not passionate about it, you can be daggum straight that your fans are going to be passionate about it. You don't enjoy this, don't do it. And I know there's some people who want to do this one day and the next day want to do something else. Perfect example, Myron Reed, the bad rapper, 25 Cent, 16 Cent, whatever you want to call him. He went from being a backyard wrestler, a good one at that, a good backyard wrestler. He was a good wrestler. I wouldn't say he was the best promo cutter at all, which I want to, and I'm going to touch on this later. It kind of boggles my mind. Usually the guys that are really, really good at wrestling can't cut it on the microphone, but the guys that are really good on the microphone aren't that good in the ring. So you see a good something, whatever you lack in, you make up in another area. But anyway, Myron did his rapping thing. Obviously, it didn't work. Wasn't as good as he thought he was going to be. Or he's just taking a break from it. My view is he didn't turn out as good as he wanted it to be. So it comes back to BYW. But he expects people to still see him as the same. Okay, I'm going to make a World Wrestling Entertainment reference here. You're not The Rock. You can't just come here part-time. We don't get paid for this. So, as me and a friend last night were talking about, a spot is what's considered our payday. That's what we hold dear to us, our spot. We don't get paid for this. So our spot in the community is very important to us. To me, to other people, I'm sure it's important to Jack Andrews, Seth Maverick, Zach Daniels, Ecstatic, all those. I mean, every backyard wrestler, their spot is important to them. So, for guys like the Bad Reed and Chris Copeland to leave, and then say on top of that, say they don't want anything to do with the community at all, several times, and then want to come back and expect people to kiss their behind and choke on them whenever they're around them, that to me is asinine. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's stuck. That's retarded. That's autistic. That's the bloody flux, people. That's stupid. Okay? If you don't know what the bloody flux is, look it up. You'll be quite surprised. You look up the bloody flux, 3 things you'll see pop up. 4. 5. First one is Mr. O. Second one is Cage's mother. Third one's Chris Copeland. Fourth one is Bad Reed in his rap career. And the fifth one is Jack Andrews. So, there you go. Hashtag bloody flux. I'm telling you, people, look it up and you'll be surprised what it is. You probably know what it is, but just look it up. Bloody flux. Anyway, going back to this. I find it quite interesting that Bad Reed claims that his rap career didn't go bad. He just wanted to come back. But he was given the... Let me give a good... if I can get the damn stuff over here. He was given the keys to the car by what some may, his little thing he did with Cage. He was given the keys. What did he do? Let's listen closely, people. He dropped the mother friggin' ball. So therefore, he had his opportunity, his chance, his spot, but instead, what did he do? he decided he wanted to do this. Instead of wrestling, what he's better at than he is his other occupation, he decided he wanted to do this.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Bad Reed, you're a freaking dumbass. You definitely can't rap and you can't wrestle. You're freaking stupid and I hate your guts, Bad Reed. Bad Reed. You sound like a constipated old man on the toilet. In that bitch mode position. And then wait for it. Word life. That's what Bad Reed tried to do. He tried to be a rapper. Tried to go word life on us. Didn't work out for him. Sounded like a constipated old man on the toilet when he was rapping. I don't know what was going on. So we're going to call him hashtag 25 Cent. That's what we got right there. Shout out to Cameron Jackson for that. Anyway. But, you know, I'm not going to touch on this anymore. You guys start at the, you know, you're at the top. Or, I'd say Reed was at the top. I wouldn't say Copeland was, because Copeland didn't really prove me anything. To me, to be at the top, you have to be either really, really, really good in one area or have to be well-rounded. Copeland was only good in one area, but he wasn't really good. I mean, he wasn't really mainstream to me. He was good. He was a good wrestler, but he wasn't very original, which kind of hurt his stock in my eyes. Which my opinion may not matter to him, but to me, that's what I'm going to base it on. Was his, you know, he wasn't. To me, he wasn't as. What's a good word to put it? To me, he just wasn't original. He just seemed like he pulled from 4 or 5 different people. He just wasn't Chris Copeland. He was trying to be something else. He was trying to be, you know, to me, he wrestles more like Randy Orton, and I'm sure he's a big fan of Randy Orton. But come on, man, be original. He didn't do anything. He just looked like he just walked out of his house, put on a Jason mask, and went out to wrestle. Wasn't anything original about Chris Copeland. Or at least in my opinion, it wasn't anything original about Chris Copeland. But anyway, we're going to jump off that subject. We're going to go to another question here. If I can pull it out of my binder. I think it's a good camera angle, don't you think? Big time eyebrow. Look at that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the hashtag big time eyebrow. Took me, how long? 4 years to figure out how to do the big time eyebrow. You only do one side, not the other. You smell what big time's cooking? Nothing. But I will tell you this. It's always big time, baby! I'm going to give me a button. So every time I want to say that, I can just press the button. And it'll say, it's big time, baby! That'll be awesome, wouldn't it? Just press the button. Like I was doing to Maria last night. Man, Maria Excellence got a severe dose of the big time... what's a good word for this? She got a severe dose of the big time mics, because everything she said, I just had one response to it, and it thus follows. Well, let me see if I can pull this response up. But I had one little response to tell her. She didn't like it very much. She said we were crazy. So let's just say, wow. I think one was, wow. This community has finally gone crazy. And you know what I said?
It's big time, baby.
That's what I said. Then she went on to say, community, you're drunk. Go home. You know what I said in return?
It's big time, baby.
Then she wanted to say, I'm banging my head against the wall. And I said, well, why are you doing that? Make sure you remember that it's always...
It's big time, baby.
Then she finally said, I'm done. And then I said,
it's big time, baby.
Hit the music. And we went and hit the music. You know what I'm saying? So, Maria Excellence, I'm sorry. You guys had to see that whole little inside jokes, the pictures and everything. But it was funny. It was all good. It was all good fun. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to move to this next question. This next question is from Cheyenne. Cheyenne apparently is from... Doesn't say. It just says Cheyenne. I hope it's not some freaking 40-year-old man. That'd be kind of crazy. You know, someone say they're like 12 or 13 years old. They come calling to your talk show and up being 40 friggin' years old. Why is a 40-year-old man watching the Big Time Talk Show? Are you stupid? Are you stuck? Are you dumb? Are you autistic? Do you have herpes? Is something wrong, son? Do you have the blue balls? I don't know. But if you do, make sure you go in the bathroom and fix it. And if you don't, I'll come to your house, break your ankle, and talk trash while I do it. I'll drop an elbow, throw a suplex, lock in the BTA, and say, it's big time, baby! That's what I'll do. So just make sure you're not 40 years old watching this thing, because that's kind of creepy. You should be doing something else. It's 1:20. You should have just got back from your lunch break. You should be sitting at your office desk, making sure you're doing your work. All right? You do your work. You go to your office job. You clock in. You punch out. You go home to some old hag, and you eat dinner and you watch TV, and then you sit alone by yourself, and because you guys hadn't had a very good relationship for the past 20 years. You sit in your bed and you try and pleasure yourself, and then the next thing you know, your wife's sitting there reading 50 Shades of Grey, and what are you doing? You're watching ESPN Sports Center. Get your life together, man. What's wrong with you? I don't know. We're going to move on to Cheyenne's question. Let me move it up here. These big time eyes aren't working too well. Cheyenne says, Big Time. Enjoy the Big Time Talk Show. Well, thank you, Cheyenne. Enjoy that you're watching. Hopefully you're not a 40-year-old man. Cheyenne says, Big Time. After she talks about the talk show. She says, what is the percentage of chance that you will be traveling or cross-branding anytime soon? It's obvious that KBW is ending after this final season, but will Big Time Mike finally leave with a bang in BYW? Will you go to companies like CCW, VTW, UWE, RRW, BEW, BWE, BTW? Which companies would you like to go to? That's an excellent question, Cheyenne. You see, I do, well, because I got some business to handle on June 16, 2015. I got to go visit somebody up in Ohio. Got to end Jack Andrews. It is what it is. So, I don't know. I don't know if we'll get to that. I want to go to UWE. I want to do something like that, but I don't know. Odds are it's probably not going to happen because it's 1,100 miles. This truck has currently 364,000 miles on it. And, yeah. So, unless I save up a lot of money for a friggin' plane ticket, probably ain't going to happen, Soul Sister. So, but I'd love for it to happen. It might happen, but odds are right now it's not going to because I got to save up some friggin' money. Money don't grow on trees if you didn't know that. I know what you're saying. Well, technically, no, shut up. Technically, it does. You don't see a friggin' tree growing in your backyard with dollar bills hanging off of it. Are you stupid? You must be. You must be one of them girls that picked her boogers when she was at the lunch table. You must be that girl whenever we said, what do you like to do? You said, oh, I watch My Little Pony. Well, you know what Big Time watched? Big Time liked to break ankles and talk trash while he did it. He didn't watch no My Little Pony. My Little Pony, you're so freaking stupid. Why are you watching that show? Are you stupid? You must be. Good God almighty. Sorry, Cheyenne, but that was good God almighty, Cheyenne. 1,100 miles. 1,100. Not 20. Not 30. Not even 150. 1,100. 1,100. 1100. 1,100 people. Good God almighty. So anyway, thank you, Cheyenne, for that great question. Hope I answered your question well. 1,100 miles. Hashtag 1,100 miles. So anyway, on to our final question, because I'm not going to get all the questions. I want to try and get most of them, but not all of them. It says, Big Time. You're in college. We see you talk about it in every talk show. What, you got a problem with me talking about my talk show, talking about my college? We got an issue here? I hope not, because I sure don't want to break ankle and talk trash while I do it.
Time, baby.
Oh, good God almighty. You see, it's Big Time, baby. That's what I'm talking about. He must have an issue with me. I don't know. He's finna get on my nerves. His name's Josh. By the way, kid's name's Josh. So anybody named Josh out there, you talking trash to Big Time Mike, you're barking up the wrong Big Time tree because the Big Time Express is going to plow you over. It's going to break your ankle and talk trash while I do it. Anyway, on to the important things here. Josh says, you talk about your college on the Big Time Talk Show all the time. You're in college, but you want to be a professional wrestler. What are you going to college for? And if pro wrestling doesn't work out, what do you plan to do with your college degree? Excellent, educated question there, Josh. You see, I am a secondary ed and history major. If professional wrestling does not work out for Big Time Mike, which if it doesn't, I'll be very crushed. But it is life. It is what it is. Secondary and history major. So I played football in high school. Love football. Always have. Always will. And I'm just a football guy, man. I always wanted to. Coaches had a huge impact on my life and my career. In high school, and I was almost went to go play college ball, but it just didn't. I was too small to go D1. I'm only 5'10", and I was O-lineman. I was only like that. My senior year I weighed like 215 pounds, 220 maybe. I was strong, but I just wasn't big. Like I know my bench max ended up being like 375. I can end up squatting like 500. I know my last power clean max before I quit doing power cleans. I mean I do snatches and stuff. On my last heavy power clean that I ever did was 450, and I thought I was gonna die. I thought my kneecaps were gonna break. I thought my every muscle in my leg, my back, my chest, I had a good technique, but it's just so much weight to go up there, and you have to have really good explosive hips. That's one thing I have was hips, but we're not gonna get into a football conversation. I want to coach. And I want to teach because I want to change people's lives. And I can still be Big Time Mike in my teaching. Coach Miles or Coach Big Time, whatever you want to call it. But if pro wrestling doesn't work out, then you can definitely see Coach Big Time coming to a school near you, in the South Alabama region. Hopefully. But that's not the point. Thanks for your question, Josh. Now, go home and make sure you brush your teeth, son. So now we're moving on to the final segment of today's show. It's the Big Time Loser of the Day Award. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, sir. It's the Big Time Loser of the Day. The Big Time Loser of the Day. It's the Big Time Loser of the Day. Yeah. It's the Big Time Loser of the Day. It's a Big Time Big Time Loser of the Day Award. Big Time Loser of the Day Award. It's the Big Time Loser of the Day Award. Yes, people, you know how this goes. It's the award that I give out to anybody I deem necessary who missed the qualifications to be on this ballot to win the award. Past winners are as follows: KJK47, the Bad Reed. No, he did win one, unfortunately. Anonymous won one. Mr. Rowe, Everett Creed, Adrenaline, Seth Maverick, Robo Sanjay. All kind of guys have won the award. So, no one's safe. Just make sure you don't do anything stupid or you won't be on the Big Time Loser of the Day award. So, the contestants are as follows: Chris Copeland. Yay! Copeland, yay! The Bad Reed, a.k.a. 25 Cent. Yay! 25 Cent, yay! Who's another good one? Oh, I know one. Robo Sanjay. Yay! Robo Sanjay. Yay! And last but certainly not least, the final balloteer of the Big Time Loser of the Day award is the one and only. The one and only. Oscar, the stupid piece of trash that called me. I don't even know who he is. Gotta talk to Cameron Jackson about this, because if this is his brother calling me, telling me to keep the money, I don't even know what the money is. Anyway, sorry. So, the winner of the Big Time Loser of the Day award is the one and only Never Lonely. Well, actually, he isn't lonely because it's... Never mind. Anyway, the winner of the Big Time Loser of the Day award is the one and only Bad Reed. Yay! Let's go, Reed. Let's go, Reed. Let's go, Reed. Let's go, Reed. Hit his music.
Teams hit the floor, this the new fight joint. Like a broken needle, kid, you missing the point. We dominate your conference with offense, that's no nonsense. My team song hits, get your reinforcements. We strike quick with hard kicks, ducking nice sticks, bare knuckle through fight kicks. Beat you right, never survive. You forgot like all timers. Two-faced rappers, walk away with four shiners. So all timer, turn it.
Bad Reed. You won the Big Time Losers of the Day Award for the second time in a row, son. You're really walking thin water here. You're treading thin water, son. You look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. I don't care what you've done in the past. All I care about is what you're doing in the present. And right now, you ain't doing jack crap. I don't care if you wrestled in the past. I don't even care if you're a rapper. I don't care what you rap. I don't care if you rap presents, rap condoms, rap songs. I don't know what you rap. But I will tell you one thing. You smart off to me again on Twitter, I'll embarrass you again just like I did and shut your stupid mouth just like I did last night. I'll cut a promo on you. I'll drop an elbow, throw a suplex, lock in the BTA, break your ankle, and talk trash while I do it. Bad Reed, you better watch out, because if you don't watch your step, the Big Time Express is going to come plow you over. Yes, plow you through on the one-way stop to the top of the mountain. Yes, Bad Reed. I think you've seen and forgotten that I am the greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena. The man with the beard that brings that big-time fear. The man with the stash that talks that big-time trash. The original trash talker like a colonial cash cropper. The original man like bologna and ham. Yes, I can go on for days. I am sick and tired of you, you big brown piece of monkey poo. So Myron Reed, Bad Reed, I don't care what you gotta read. You better check your watch, mark your calendar, and just remember that it doesn't matter what day it is, what time, or what's on the line. I always deliver, and it's always wait for it. Wait for it. Big Time, baby. Now hit the friggin' music.